talking with Cy Montgomery, the national best-selling author of 36 books in the name of literacy research. Cy has been chased by an angry silverback gorilla in Zaire and bitten by a vampire bat in Costa Rica, worked in a pit crawling with 18,000 snakes in Manitoba, and handled a wild tarantula in French Guiana, undressed by an orangutan in Borneo, hunted by a tiger in India, and swam with piranhas, electric eels, and dolphins in the Amazon. She has searched the Altai Mountains of Mongolia's Gobi for snow leopards, hiked into the trackless cloud forest of Papua New Guinea to radio color tree kangaroos, and learned to scuba dive in order to communicate with octopuses. Hi, Cy. Thanks so much for joining us today. I originally wanted to talk to you for World Octopus Day about your book, Soul of an Octopus, but you were doing a book tour for your newest book of Time and Turtles. You've written so many books about the creatures we share a planet with. What is your favorite animal?
Well, my favorite animal is sitting right here, and he'd be very upset if I said otherwise. Let's see if we can take a look at Thurber. There he is. There's my favorite animal. He's my sweetheart. We've been together for 8 years. He's a tricolor border collie. I've had him ever since he was a little puppy. And I just learned that you and I, Robert, have kind of dog cousins because you've got a tricolor collie too.
Yeah.
I wish they could play together.
Brandon, come here. Hop up. Yeah, good boy. This is my tricolored collie, Brandon. Hi. And there he goes. He's not usually allowed on the furniture. Thurber's really cute. People say octopuses are the world's most intelligent invertebrate. An invertebrate is basically an animal with no spine or any bones at all, really. And they're almost as smart as cats. Is that true?
Well, they're very smart, that's for sure. It's hard sometimes to compare apples and oranges. Cats are very smart indeed. As you know, if ever you've been trying to get one to go to the vet in a pet carrier and been outsmarted by your cat. But octopuses have so many other ways of knowing the world that we do not. For instance, they can taste with all of their skin, including their eyelids. They have the equivalent of 9 brains, as if there's almost a brain in each arm. And some researchers think that they may have the equivalent of 9 selves, because some of their arms are bold and some of their arms are shy. Can you imagine? And they have all of these chemical abilities that we don't. They have venom like a snake. They can shoot out ink. They can change color and shape. They can pour their boneless bodies through a tiny opening. 100-pound octopus can pour itself through an opening the size of an orange. So when you're talking about somebody so different from us and from the body plan of mammals like cats and dogs and horses, it's really hard to compare them. But what it's easy to do is just look at them and say, wow, we have a lot to learn from them.
Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't know that they had 9 brains. I read that they sometimes build underwater cities. What do you love most about octopuses?
Boy, I love how different they are from us, and yet that they're the same enough that you can be friends with an octopus. I made friends with a bunch of octopuses who recognized me. And when I would lean over their tank and put my hands into the tank, they'd look up at my face, recognize me. And even if they were like way over on the side in their lair, or even if they appeared to be sleeping, they'd wake up and rush over to see me. They would choose to come to me. Hi, big guy. And that is amazing. It's almost like having a friend who's like a space alien, someone who's that different, and yet you can be friends. That's my favorite thing.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
Octopuses are even better than a Time Lord. They have not 2, but 3 hearts.
It's excellent. They're so different from us. So one of the things that's different about them is their mouths are in their armpits. Can you imagine such a thing? And their mouth looks like a parrot's beak. It really seems like some made-up space alien, and you really would have to go to outer space or science fiction to find something as different from a person as an octopus.
They're strange in a good way.
Yes, exactly. And to me, I mean, I love finding out about those I don't know. The more different from me a friend is, the cooler I kind of think they are. I love having friends who are different ages or who come from different countries or friends who are different species. And a lot of my friends are of different species, like Thurber and the 3 baby turtles I'm raising in my office and the octopuses that I've known in my life.
That's so awesome. I didn't know you had baby turtles. The world's first intensive commercial octopus farm is set to be established in Spain despite outcry from scientists. There are no welfare rules in place for octopuses, but studies have shown that the method of killing them by freezing them that they plan to use causes a slow, stressful death. Jonathan Birch, associate professor at the London School of Economics, and his co-authors and Professor Peter C., a cognitive neuroscientist at Dartmouth University, all believe that octopus farming is cruel and should not be allowed.
And every single researcher who has studied octopuses and gotten to know them as individuals would agree.
Our oceans are already under huge threat from pollution and massive overfishing, and octopus farms are just going to make that worse. For every 3 grams of octopus they put into a shop, I read that 9 grams of fish are going to be killed. Why do you think this farm should be stopped?
It's wasteful, it's polluting, it's unhealthy, it's cruel. It's a terrible idea. And the statistics and examples that you've just given us are so compelling. There are so many other delicious, healthy things in the world to eat. We do not need to eat octopus. In fact, if you look at the people who have the longest, healthiest lives in the whole world, they live in areas that scientists call blue zones, and they eat 1/10 the amount of meat that we do here in the West. So it's not even good for us to be destroying the seas and vacuuming up every living thing so we can have that particular taste on our tongue for 10 minutes. It's not even good for us. It's terrible for them, and it's dreadful for the ocean as an ecosystem.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I really think this should be stopped. We need to stop eating seafood, not figure out ways to eat more. A study from Nature claims that catching fish using bottom trawling emits about the same amount of carbon dioxide globally as the aviation industry. Octopuses are actually really good at taking care of ocean health. How do they take care of the ocean?
I think the same way that sharks protect our world, the same way that trees protect our world. It's the fact that they are in balance with everything else. Humans right now are the thing that's out of balance. But the happy thing is we can change that by using fewer resources. There's so much that we all can do. And kids like you, Robert, you have so much power to change things. A lot of times adults will listen to someone's kid when they won't listen to their local librarian or their local teacher or even their local leaders or their neighbors. Kids have a ton of power in affecting what kind of stuff a household buys. A letter to the editor written to a newspaper by a 10-year-old kid, that is far more likely to be printed than a letter written by just some other adult. And if kids get together to do an ocean cleanup or to protest something they think is wrong, that's going to get a lot more attention than just a bunch of adults doing it.
Yeah.
So, you know what I like to say about kids like you, that you're not just the leaders of tomorrow, you are the leaders of today.
Thank you. That's so kind of you.
Well, it is true. And you're demonstrating exactly why that's the case right this minute, doing what you're doing. I really admire you, Robert.
Thank you. That's so nice of you. The farm plans to raise about 1 million octopuses a year, and they plan to raise them in a crowded condition, and then release their waste back into the ocean after killing them inhumanely. What can kids do to help this octopus farm from starting?
Well, one thing everyone can do is sign a petition. But do petitions always work? Well, not always. More effective yet would be to write to the Department of Tourism in the Canary Islands, owned by Spain. Tourism is the #1 most important industry in the Canary Islands. It's a beautiful place to visit. But what if people decided, you know what, I don't want to visit a place that has this good gross octopus farm. I don't want to swim in water that is polluted by all this octopus waste. And I don't want to give my money to a place that's being mean to animals who are so smart and sensitive as octopuses. So if there was a letter writing campaign started by kids to the Canary Islands and to the Tourism Bureau saying, you know, I always thought it would be such a great place to visit, but now I don't want to. Please let me know that you're going to outlaw this cruel, inhumane, disgusting, unnecessary, dirty practice. And I will tell everyone I know how exciting it would be to visit the Canary Islands.
Yeah, it's been really great talking to you, Sai. As a thank you, we'd like to make a donation on your behalf to your favorite conservation charity. What charity would you like?
Well, I sent a link a little earlier in response to your kind question to an organization working hard to stop octopus farms. And being in touch with them, kids might even get more ideas of how they can help.
Please click the link below to donate to Oceanborn Foundation. And remember, together kids can save the world. Thank you. Bye, Sai.
Thank you. I love talking with you.